From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN Noon News.
Good afternoon and welcome to your MTN Noon News this Friday. I'm Cody Boyer. Let's get right to our top story. Now, the hits keep coming for a longtime Billings nonprofit. Angel Horses once again experienced substantial flooding on their property. This is the second time it has happened in less than 2 years. In between those floods, the organization lost $70,000 in a cyber attack. But as MTN's David J. reports, the owner and her animals plan on persevering just as they always have.
The flooding at one time had the water coming up right here to the bottom of this trailer. There's also all over this driveway as you head all the way out to the road. So you have these pumps out here that manage to get the water flowing out that way toward the field.
The water flows away from Johnny Jonkowski's home and horse stables.
Less than an hour ago, it was literally cresting over the fence and it filled up the complete yard.
Friends came out to help Wednesday night, and sandbags kept water away from the home that was rebuilt 2 years ago after a flood. Jonkowski is the founder of Angel Horses, which uses horses to comfort people therapeutically.
They're an amazing animal. They're a lot like dogs. They're extremely sensitive. They're very keen to people that are, struggling.
This is just the latest to hit the organization. Angel Horses was scammed out of $70,000 in the fall, and in 2023, flooding caused hundreds of thousands of dollars of damage. Understandably, this time at noon, Jonkowski was not optimistic about her 28-year-old nonprofit.
I just almost threw in the towel. I thought we were just a finger in a dike that wasn't going to hold. It was just insane how fast it came. It was just raging.
On Thursday, the warmer weather thawed more of the snow.
About 45 minutes ago, the driveway was completely underwater.
But luckily, plenty of help arrived to keep the home from being damaged.
So it's coming in quicker than they could get it out. So another pump to pump the power.
This go around, when we first got here, there was so much snow buildup in their ditches that the water had nowhere to go. And all the water was just flowing from the north.
Now they say with the pumps, the property may be safe from any more flooding by Saturday.
We escaped the bad bullet. Thank goodness. God's good. It's really good. I couldn't take another disaster.
In Billings, David J., MTN News.
Now, this warmer weather is causing issues elsewhere as well, especially in low-lying areas. Now, take a look at this. This is out in Shepherd on Eagle Bend Boulevard near the bank of the Yellowstone River. Standing water is making farmland look more like a pond there, and they are far from alone as flood advisories and watches remain in other parts of our state. We're keeping an eye on these conditions and our spring-like warm-up. Here's meteorologist Miller Robson with the latest. Miller, what are we looking at this weekend?
Well, Cody, with the warmer than average temperatures, of course, flooding continues to be an issue. Now, we do have flood advisories in effect through about 3 p.m. today in some of our northeast counties and up into the north central part of the state. We do have it until about 10 p.m. tonight. You got to watch out for the snow melt and, of course, ice jamming, too. Also, a flood watch in effect all the way through Sunday afternoon for Dawson, Prairie, Richland, Webo counties with ice jamming going on there. And also for our friends up in Williston, up there in North Dakota, until Tuesday night. You have that flood warning in effect. So with these warmer temperatures, that's still going to be an ongoing problem until we see the ground become less frozen out there. We've got nice temperatures out there right now, continuing through the weekend. Details ahead.
Taking a look at today's headlines, the search continues for a missing Colorado woman in Missoula County. 33-year-old Danette Ehrlich went missing last Friday with her dog. Now, search crews continue to comb the Clark Fork River, where detectives say they tracked Danette's phone. The Missoula Police Department, Missoula County Sheriff's Office, Search and Rescue, Lewis and Clark County, and the Canine Task Force have been at the river throughout the week. And a 37-year-old man is behind bars after Billings police say a temporary restraining order violation turned into a potential kidnapping and a chase through Billings yesterday. Police say Anthony Humphrey was being investigated for the restraining order violation when they found his vehicle near Senior High School. He then fled, with his vehicle eventually being disabled in order to stop him. An 8-year-old girl was in the vehicle and is safe. Humphrey is facing several charges, including criminal endangerment, assault on a peace officer, and fleeing or eluding killing a peace officer. And a GoFundMe page has been set up to raise money for local Forest Service employees who recently lost their jobs. According to Friends of Highlight in Gallatin County, a nonprofit dedicated to Highlight Canyon, 43 Forest Service staff members in the Bozeman and Yellowstone districts were recently fired as part of the Trump administration's efforts to cut the federal workforce. That's about 26% of the workforce in the 2 ranger districts. In a social media post, the group claims only 3 trail maintenance workers remain to cover more than 1,400 miles of designated hiking and motorized trails. Only 2 staff members remain to manage rental cabins, campgrounds, toilets, and other infrastructure. Yesterday also marked 1 year since a fire ripped through the town of Knox in Sanders County. Now, the fire left an already small community feeling that much smaller. MTN's Caroline Weiss made the trip to Knox to see how the community is recovering and maybe rebuilding.
It's been 1 year since a fire burned through the heart of Knox, taking 3 local businesses with it. While forever changed, the community has kept each other going.
I was coming to work because I go to work at 6 in the morning here at the school, and I could actually see the fire from across the river.
When firefighter Dan Bledsoe came across the bridge that morning, he called in the flames and started the truck. Fire Chief Jim Byler wasn't far behind.
When we got there, it was like World War II. I mean, it was, all you could see was flames, complete flames. And from there, we just started setting up and pumping water the best we could.
Soon after, Angry Beaver general store owner Teresa Jackson pulled up.
When I got here, yeah.
It was completely engulfed by the time she got here. And then it spread from there to Toby's and then over to the other store. And our fire department did the best they could. They brought in everybody from everywhere and just couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
By the time the flames were out, the Angry Beaver, the Knox Mercantile, and Toby's Tavern were gone. And with that, Knox lost its only grocery store, only bar, and much more.
It hurt everybody because most of the people here are lifetimers. So, you know, the old timers use that for a hangout. Now they don't have a hangout.
In the aftermath, Knox came together, fundraising and helping each other out, but life was different.
It became the new normal.
And the town adjusted.
It would be nice to see the community bounce back, but that's in the future to see. And people will hang on as long as they can here, and we'll do what we can.
The crew at the Angry Beaver reopened a smaller version of the grocery in a trailer out front of the old store and a food truck behind it.
We wanted to have something down in Knox for the community, and we didn't want the little town to die.
And barely 1 year after the fire, the general store is getting a new building. The fire department is going to help unload it on Saturday.
I feel like it's been a milestone today. I feel like we have finally come out of the rough, and hopefully things will start coming together.
A new bar is coming to the Toby's lot as well, and Knoxon plans to stick around.
They are a resilient group of individuals.
In Knoxon, Caroline Weiss, MTN News.
At $30 million, a new gift from a Gallatin Valley couple is the largest scholarship endowment in MSU history. MTN's Gabby Muro went to campus to find out how this endowment will benefit students interested in Montana wildlife and its habitat.
A $30 million endowment, the largest of its kind, will soon benefit students at Montana State University.
This gift from Tim and Kathy is the largest endowed scholarship the university has ever received. It's 6 times larger than any previous scholarship endowment.
Kathy Crawford is a former professor in the Earth Sciences Department at MSU. Her late husband, Tim, was a local entrepreneur. The endowment is expected to generate $1.2 million annually for the Crawford Wildlife Habitat Scholarship for both undergraduate and graduate students.
That could help recruit students, particularly first-generation students.
With the donation, students like Hannah Hoshlick, who studies natural sciences and ecology, will also benefit.
I think it's very exciting, especially in the current trajectory of the world, I guess. I think it's just amazing to give the opportunity to so many students who are coming here. And it's not a dying field at all, it's definitely growing, and I think it's really important to invest into our natural resources and wildlife. And
students pursuing degrees in arts, sciences, and humanities from the university's college or departments are invited to apply for a Crawford Scholarship.
It's going to have an incredibly wide impact over coming generations, because we're talking about this benefiting hundreds of students every single year.
And I think having something like this will just be an extra stepping stone and hopefully just support for me to be able to do that. So.
In Bozeman, Gabby Murrow, MTN News.